We acknowledge that Tri-Cities Community Television operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below.
Hi everyone, I'm Cathy Cena with Tri-Cities Community Television. Before we get started and move on to our candidate, I'd love to thank the Coquitlam Library right here in Pine Tree for using their space. And we'll move right into our interview now with Michael Glenister, who is a candidate for the riding of Coquitlam and Port Coquitlam with the Green Party. So
yes.
We're welcoming you here today. Right off the bat, Michael, please tell us why the constituents should vote for you.
Okay. Well, in the last election, I noticed that we only had 3 candidates running for, the major parties, and I was a bit disappointed that people didn't have the choice. I myself am always interested in the environment, but also the Green Party is sort of the party that's pushing for proportional representation, which is a much fairer voting system, and so I thought, since we didn't have a candidate, why not me? And that's one thing that I'm passionate about, trying to improve things.
What does civic leadership mean to you, and how does that play out in your role as an MP representing the Tri-Cities?
Okay, in my case, I'd probably follow Elizabeth May's process. She doesn't look at herself as just a federal MP. She regularly has meetings with the provincial representative and the local representatives. It's basically a big Zoom meeting so they can all coordinate and work together. So, I would follow something similar, trying to ensure that, all the needs of the community are being, met, and trying to work together with different levels of government.
How will you collaborate with municipal and provincial leaders in the Tri-Cities to meet community needs effectively? You touched on that.
Yes, yeah. So I would try and have meetings with them regularly, and see what we can each do. Offer each other help. So with federal funding for whatever the is available, and trying to collaborate in order to get serve the community goals.
Now, as you probably know, affordable housing continues to be a major concern. What steps will you take at the federal level to support housing solutions in our region?
Well, one of the things the Green Party would like to do is have, ensure that publicly funded housing remains sort of publicly funded and therefore affordable. Would also, try and limit, corporations, buying up public housing, and try and adjust sort of tax breaks in order to make things more affordable.
What are your thoughts on the pressures being put on cities right now to increase densification, primarily around SkyTrain?
The problem I find with that is that they're building houses, but they're not doing much as far as the extra infrastructure. Coquitlam already only has 1 hospital, and even now that's got long waiting lists. So more effort needs to be put into the working on the infrastructure as well. Not just building more houses. So I'd like to see another hospital in the area for myself.
So transit and infrastructure are critical in growing cities. What projects or initiatives are underway to improve mobility in the Tri-Cities? I'm not too sure. Sorry. What I know, SkyTrain is does plan its expansions. An area of that I would like to see changed is. Back in, I think it was 2022, the Liberals removed the tax deduction for transit passes, which I thought was unfairly targeting lower income Canadians. So that would be something that I would definitely want to put back. As far as what transit is doing, I mean, we'd like to see more routes, of course, and possibly SkyTrain extensions. What's your perspective on the impact of the past and potential future U.S. tariffs, such as those imposed during the Trump administration, on local industries and workers here in the Tri-Cities?
Oh, geez, those tariffs.
I think that's a really silly idea from the Americans. It's going to hurt everybody. It's going to cause prices to increase, and even if the tariffs are removed, I very greatly doubt that prices will go back to the previous level. Way to sort of combat that is to try and increase sort of like manufacturing and support businesses that are affected by that.
How will you engage directly with residents in Coquitlam and Port Coquitlam to ensure their voices are heard in Ottawa?
Okay. Well, as far as locally goes, if I do get elected, my office, I'll actually have unusual office hours. I would probably be, going from like 2 in the afternoon into the evening rather than a 9 to 5 type thing, because most people are working 9 to 5. That's not convenient for them to go, talk to their MP. So, having, late afternoon, evening would be, a lot easier for people, outside of work hours to speak to their MP. I'd also have a website where they could contact me through that. And then, do what I can on the Ottawa side of things.
What federal resources or programs should Tri-City residents be more aware of and take advantage of?
Certainly there are some, federal, subsidies for various things. I mean, on the green front, we recently had the, interest-free loans in order to put like solar panels on houses. That was something I took advantage of. There was also, grants that would make electric cars cheaper, and definitely something to help pave the way to the green economy.
So regarding youth and civic engagement, youth will be our future. What is crucial for a healthy democracy? How are you encouraging young people in the Tri-Cities to get involved?
Okay. Well, when we covered government when I was in high school, there was something that my teacher said that really stuck with me, and that was, she didn't want voters to be like, my family has always voted Conservative, so I'm voting Conservative, or the leader of the Liberals is somebody I ought to have a drink with, so that's something. She wanted us to be educated voters. So I feel it's important to encourage people to research different parties, see what they have done when they were in power or had some power in the case of minority governments, and base their judgment on that.
So looking ahead, what is your vision for the future of the Tri-Cities, and how will your work as an MP contribute to that?
Okay. Well, again, I said proportional representation is a sort of a passion of mine. I'm into fairness, and so that's a much more fair version of government. So I would be pushing for that on all levels of government. In addition, trying to, again, being the Green Party, trying to, do what we can to, make Coquitlam, more environmentally friendly, get, more I'd like to see more solar panels on houses, improve our transit system, that sort of thing.
So if you were talking to Coquitlam and Port Coquitlam residents right now, what would you want them to know about your party and what you could do for them in the Tri-Cities?
Okay. Well, I said the Green Party it offers you an alternative. We are a party that would definitely be doing change in government if we were in power. So we would be fostering again there's affordable housing. We want to improve health care. We want to improve Canada's security. As well as university tuition would be free. So these are all initiatives that we would take part in, and we are releasing a Vision Green sometime in the near future, which it outlines how we would manage to effectively fund all that.
Okay. You've been listening to Michael Glenister, the Green Party candidate for Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam. I just want to remind everyone that April 28th is voting day, so please do get out and vote.